you mentioned on Morning Joe, I believe, that Obama was your research assistant at Harvard.
He was, yeah, for 2.5 years almost.
Yeah.
He was amazing. I mean, I met him when he was a first-year law student. And so this kid comes in wearing jeans and a sweatshirt, lanky kid, strange name. But I was quite amazed by him, and we talked for a long time, and he asked if, even though he hadn't taken constitutional law yet, let alone taken it from me, whether I would be interested in giving him some research assignments. And I was so impressed, and I don't think in all of my teaching I have ever been that impressed by a first-year law student, certainly, that I right away asked him to do some very challenging stuff, and then he worked with me on probably one of my most challenging articles in the Harvard Law Review called The Curvature of Constitutional Space, What Lawyers Can Learn from Modern Physics. And if you look at that article, as the first footnote, it acknowledges the help of Barack Obama and, of all people, Gene Sperling.
Oh.
Gene, though he went to Yale Law School, had come to work for me for about a year, and I got to know him really well. In fact, I saw him most recently in Santa Barbara, where he's now left the White House finally, and he's still a good friend. In any case, Gene and Barack, I should say, the former National Economic Advisor and the President, were my research assistants. And then Obama worked with me on a book called Abortion, the Clash of Absolutes, and a number of other things.
You also mentioned that he saw multiple sides of any issue, often to his detriment.
Well, I don't think I actually meant to his detriment. I know that one of the people who's Donnie Deutsch said, "Oh, that was one of the most impressive things he'd ever heard," and I complimented. But what I really meant was that he certainly displayed the ability to see a multifaceted problem in all of its complexity, and we want presidents who can do that.
Sure.
The separate question of decision-making style, managerial style, how somebody handles him or herself on the world stage, I obviously had no way of assessing.
Understood.
But he certainly saw every side of everything, and that, I mean, deeply, not just his mind is not only playful. I mean, he really has deep insight, and he knew a huge amount about everything, including physics and history and political science, and seemingly a lot of law even before going to law school.
So you gave him an A.
Oh, he got, yeah, at a minimum.
At a minimum.